Welcome to Super Entrepreneurs Podcast. Today we have with us Anita Mar. How are you, Anita?
Oh, hi, Shahid. I'm great. It's an excellent day. How are you?
I am doing wonderful. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
No worries. So, we usually like to have our guest do their own introduction in their own words, if you don't mind.
Yes. So basically, I'm a registered trademark agent, and I am the CEO of Trademark Angel Company, and we do specialize in copyright and trademark registration. Well, mostly trademark in many countries, including Canada, US, Europe, Australia, China, India, pretty much like Mexico, like you name it. Like we file in multiple countries, but yeah, most of our clients are English speaking, and they're based in North America and Europe, and some in Asia. And we work a lot with Amazon sellers. I mean, that's our niche specialization. Like most of our clients, I would say 70% sell on Amazon. And we started working with them like 5 years ago when I set up the company. So yeah, pretty much that's how it goes. But we do work with other clients as well, not just Amazon sellers.
Oh, of course. That's wonderful. I was a previous customer as well, so I know you are involved in various industries. And the one thing I liked about your company is the fact that you are broad, right? Like it's not just special. You're not just looking at one country, because I found that many of the trademark, they're usually only U.S. or maybe only U.S. Canada. But you're branched out in numerous countries.
Yes, we do try to start filing in every country, like where Amazon has presence. So like we file in United Arab Emirates now, for example. So as soon as Amazon opens a new country or adds it to its page, like brand registry page, so we start filing there, like Turkey, we file there as well now.
Oh, good.
But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say that we have as many customers like filing in Turkey, for example, as we have like filing in Canada or the US or UK. But still, I mean, it's good to give our client an option to go to like one place and file all their trademarks and copyrights rather than going to different attorneys and, finding this all these contacts and organizing payment. It can be a nightmare. I know that.
Yeah. So do you have to get licensed in each country when you open?
Well, yes, of course. So you do need to have like a registered attorney, like a licensed attorney. So yes, we have a network of associates who do our filings for us. And everything is filed by a licensed attorney, obviously, like in every country where we file. Like I myself, I'm a registered trademark agent in Canada. But we like in every country where we operate, so we work with licensed attorneys, and that's like there is no other way to file. So we like if we are asked question, I mean, we always double check with an attorney, like to get the right answer. I mean, obviously basic things we know, but if it's something that needs, some specialized knowledge, then of course we get clearance. And the same goes with all our trademark searches. I mean, everything is cleared by relevant attorneys, so that, because the laws are different in every country. You can't just presume just because you know how it works in the US or Canada or the UK that it works the same way in Mexico. No, it doesn't.
No, it makes sense. Yeah, you must have the knowledge. And I do recall that any question I would ask, you guys were very prompt in responding and providing an answer, a detailed answer. Like it wasn't a one or two words. I remember it was a pretty detailed explanation of why and what, why, who, like you would actually make it, you would outline it very clearly, so it didn't have to really ask more questions.
Yeah. I actually found all our emails. That's actually pretty fantastic that we were in touch before and now we found each other again. I mean, it's a small world. Really. Yeah.
Small world. Like when I saw it pop up, I was like, oh wait, Anita. I know Anita.
Yeah,
And
I
that,
recognized your name too. And then I
yeah,
thought, okay, he must be a client. But then I thought, no, no,
different
no, it's
person.
just a coincidence.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, no, it's
wow.
wonderful to have you in this environment, and you're doing great things. You know, you're helping companies. So for Amazon, are these are these basically people that have their own brands that they sell on Amazon, and you help them get trademarked to protect them?
Yeah, so it's basically private label sellers. So you like open your store on Amazon, you create a listing, you start selling like a particular product, and that listing has a name, that's your brand. Uh, and we file trademarks for the same name. I mean, obviously, if it's registrable, and then it helps our clients to get in the brand registry, to get to get like better access, to be able to edit their listing, to be able to create a store. So that's why they need a trademark. I mean, just if we're talking just about Amazon, but obviously having a trademark gives you like lots of other like benefits and
Yeah,
advantages. But yeah, many of our clients file a trademark because Amazon requires them to file it, like for the purposes of getting in the brand registry, and also transparency program. So you do need a trademark because there are a lot of, well, scam artists on Amazon, and they try to hijack your listing. And the only way to deal with them is to register your own trademark, put the trademark on the products, make everything legal, protect yourself, and you should be able to enforce the trademark with Amazon, like especially after it registers.
yeah.
But yeah, not everyone does it, unfortunately, but we're working on that.
Well, Anita, let's help them. So, can you share with me your top 10 reasons why, if they don't get a trademark, what could happen or what they could lose?
Well, I think like the biggest benefit of registering, actually, there are so many of them, but the biggest one is to be able to enforce your rights easier. Because once your trademark is registered, your rights are presumed. They have been checked by the trademarks office. Your trademark is visible in the database, the trademark name, the country, the list of products. So if you find that a competitor started using like a similar trademark for similar services, similar products, you can write a cease and desist letter, rely on your registered trademark, send a copy of your registered trademark to them and ask them to stop nicely. And usually that works because you have a registered trademark you can rely on. You sent a cease and desist. You told them that you will sue them if they don't comply. And well, I don't know, 95 to 99% of clients will comply because no one wants to be sued, especially if they know that, okay, this company actually registered their trademark, they have all the rights, and I'm actually like infringing on their trademark. So most of the people will comply. No one wants to get in trouble. Another really cool benefit is that when your trademark is filed or registered, it appears in the public database, the trademarks office database. So um, when a business is starting out and they're like picking a name, they usually check, okay, is it registrable? Like, is it a good name? So they check internet, they check social media, they check the domain name, and well, clever people will check the trademarks office database of the relevant country. So if they plan to operate in the US, they will check the USPTO database. Canada, they will check the Canadian database. And if the trademark is identical or very similar, it will appear in the trademark search, even in like a very basic search. So hopefully it will make that person pick another name. And you don't have to do anything. You just filed it, the trademark is there, and that's it. But even if you haven't, let's say, even if that person wasn't very clever or they decided, oh, I still want to file, or maybe they haven't noticed, the trademarks office will then, because they will do the clearance search. They will notice, oh, like an earlier trademark was filed for very similar products. Okay, we're not going to approve this trademark, and they will issue a refusal. And then that person will have to explain how that trademark is different. And if it's really close, the products are really close, they will get, denied. The trademark will not register. And of course, it makes it easier for you to franchise your business, to give a license to somebody. Like the trademarks, like in the US and Canada, they're federal, so they're valid like all across the country, which is really cool. So yeah, so those are the benefits. I mean, there are many others, and for Amazon, I think it's a huge benefit that you can get in the brand registry. You can like for your listing, you can add videos to your listing. You can add additional photographs. You can add like bullet point description. You can add like longer description. And the coolest thing is that you can create a store. So you can create your own store. So when potential customers click on your brand on your listing, instead of getting a random page, they go to your actual store where they see your other products. So what it does, it increases your own sales. So I think it's no brainer that it makes sense to register trademark, file it.
So it's safe to say that the number one benefit or the number one reason someone would get a trademark is to protect their brand from losing their name or identity, correct?
Yes, absolutely. It helps your clients, your customers to identify you, to find you. Because what happens, like how we usually like pick a particular product or how we find the product, like especially if we bought it once, we just remember the name of the product. Like we don't really care how the company is called. We just remember the name or that appear on the product, that appear on the packaging, and that's the trademark. Because the company name can be completely different, but the trademark is your like basically it's your identity. It's how your
Identity.
customers find you, how they remember you. And that's why it's so important to pick a unique name. If the name is not unique, then there may be a competitor with a similar name, and that will lead to confusion because customers may be confused into thinking that they found
Yeah.
you, but instead they found your competitor. But because memory is not perfect, they may not remember like all the differences or the exact name. That's why the more unique the name is, the better it is for you, like in the long run. But in the short run, it's more difficult, like from the marketing perspective, um, to make it work. Like, for example, if you sell supplements, this craze about keto diet, not eating,
Yeah.
carbs. So if you sell supplements that help with keto diet and you call them like green keto or green keto supplements, it's really not unique. The name is not unique. So if somebody sold supplements and they were called like green health supplements, I mean, customers may be confused. They may think, okay, that's the same company because, I mean, there is no unique identifier. There is no unique and distinctive word in this name. Green, keto, and supplements, they're all descriptive, and health is also descriptive. So it's best to add a unique word, stand out. But yes, in the short run, it may be a little bit more difficult to work because you have to do the additional work. You have to do the marketing work, the SEO work on your website. You have to promote your business more. But in the long run, it does work.
Yeah. It's like, you work so hard on your brand, you develop it, you spend money on marketing, you spend money on staff, advertising. And without a trademark, all of a sudden you find out that there's been another company operating under your nose, the whole time. And you have to change your name now, right? Like that could be a big shock.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, if you spend money on, opening up a company, developing like a website, you know, um, producing like a product, like making all these photographs, you should spend the money on, getting the trademark, like protect your IP. Because nowadays it's all about the brand. I think it's
Yeah.
more about the reputation, the brand, the like, after the purchase care, the service, the reviews. People read that, so I think brand is becoming more and more important because usually that's usually all we have. I mean, especially all service providers. I mean, that's all we have. I mean, we have a reputation, we have a business name, we have a reviews. We know that okay, we have clients who are happy. Clients come to us because they remember who we are. Uh, that's it. That's our brand. So it's really important to protect it by registering the trademark like in all countries where you plan to operate, or at least in your key country.
Yeah. So can you outline the steps that you take with a client? Like if someone, has a company, they're running a company, and they were thinking about approaching you, what would they expect?
Yeah, so first of all, we do ask them like what business they're in. Like we ask them to tell us about the business. Like we ask them like why they need the trademarks, because I want to hear it from the client. Well, many of our clients unfortunately think that they only need a trademark because Amazon told them so, but it's not. It's not the only reason, obviously. But we want to know why they need a trademark, where they want to file. We explain then like in what country they have to file, like if they sell on Amazon. Then we ask like what the trademark name is. We if they sell on Amazon, we ask for their listing, so for the link to their listing. So we look at the products, and then we do the initial trademark search. So we do this initial search in the trademarks office database to make sure that there are no identical or very similar trademarks. Because usually, like when I talk to a client, even during like our initial call, I like to give them this feedback. If it's like, I can't tell them if it's registrable, but I can tell them if it's unregistrable. So I can do a very quick search, like while we're talking, and tell them, oh, your trademark is not registrable. I can see a very close trademark or an identical trademark. So that's it. I mean, basically we can't file like in this country, let's say, like for example Canada, we can't file in Canada. There is an identical trademark or it's like an extremely close one. So if it's unregistrable, a client has a few options. If rebranding is an option, if it's just like very early stage or they're just like picking a name, like at this point it's best to rebrand and pick a name that's registrable. That's the best. But sometimes it's not possible. So let's say the client already sells or they have like lots of stock with this trademark printed on the stock or like on the products. Or they don't want to rebrand because they don't want to. Some clients are really stubborn. Yeah. That's fine. In this case, yes, of course, we warn them like about the potential risks of using this trademark, like it may be considered trademark infringement. I would also explain that it all comes to the question of who started using this particular trademark first, because there are common law rights. So if our clients started using their trademark first, that's good. They can continue using it. But if this other trademark that we found, if they have earlier use, if we know this, then it's a problem. Like it may become a huge problem later, and we try to discourage them from like using this name. If let's say if we don't know and they understand the risks that potentially it may be a problem, but they still want to file, then we would recommend to file with a unique logo. So develop a unique image and add it to the words, and then file for the combined logo. So it will be logo and plus the words together in one large file, and we'll file it as a combined mark, and we'll hope that it will make it more registrable. But of course, it will also require the client to, add that new logo on the product. So it's still rebranding in a way. If that's not an option, but if, for example, they want to get like an Amazon brand registry, then we would recommend to file in another country where the trademark is registrable. Like, for example, like a German trademark is really easy to get. It takes 2 to 3 weeks, and it will give you access to the brand registry, like permanent access to the brand registry. And it's also like a pretty easy country. Or UK. If they sell in the US, we can file in the US. I mean, it's a very complicated country to register in. But if they, for example, if they plan to sell on Amazon.com, then it's a country to file in. Basically, those are the steps. So let's say we decided they want to file in Germany, they don't want to rebrand, they understand the risks. And then we ask our client to like buy one of our packages. And once a package is purchased, then we do comprehensive search. So we check again closer to the filing to make sure that nothing new has appeared. We check for similar trademarks. So we do that. Like, more thorough search. Because usually, like, let's say I talk to you, you disappear, you go and think about this for like 2 months, then you come back and say, I'm ready. I mean, this time gap, 2 months, is really dangerous because, like, what if somebody filed?
You never know who can just take it, right?
Yeah, somebody filed and you still rely on old search results. So we check again before the filing, Then we ask all the questions we need to ask about who will be the owner of the trademark, like what you will sell, what other products you think you will sell. We prepare the application and then we submit it. And basically, then the actual work begins, because then we just need to wait until we get the first reaction from the trademarks office. Like in Germany, it's very quick, like 1 to 2 weeks, and like the whole process takes like up to 3 months. Sometimes we get a trademark registered in 2 weeks. In the UK, European Union, the whole process takes up to 4 months. In the US, it's about 18 months, like in Australia, 14. And Canada is the champion. It takes about 3.5 years to register trademark. So it's not recommended to file a trademark that's not registrable or that's problematic, because you'll spend all this money, you'll file, and then you'll wait for a long time only to learn that it's unregistrable or like problematic. But yeah, that's our goal, really. We do try to file for trademarks that are registrable from the beginning, because it makes our clients happy. They get a registered trademark. It makes us happy. We do less work responding to objections. And basically, yeah, everyone is happy. But the worst thing that that can be done is to tell a client, oh yes, don't worry, we'll get your trademark registered. Just pay us the money and we'll get it done, because it's misleading, right? So we try to tell them, and we do tell them when it's problematic. We tell them like honestly up front and before like any work is done, because it's in their own interests. Because when the trademark is unregistrable or problematic, I mean, we usually know this, but it's not obvious. I mean, it's not really obvious, like to our clients. I don't even remember what you asked me. Sorry, I just ramble. Sorry.
No. It's good. What do you feel that your innermost superpower is that got you to this point?
Superpower. Well, I think it's giving birth to my third child, when I realized that I can't go to office anymore, and I'm just sick and tired of like working in a law firm. And I've never really had like a business like this before, but I thought I would give it a try. And it's just the pleasure of working from home, the pleasure of being able to, hire the best people who also all work from home. Now it doesn't surprise anyone, but when I started 5.5 years ago, it was like a big shock. I had a client who called me and said, Anita, I'm in front of your office in Windsor, Ontario, Canada, and there is no one here. And I said, I'm sorry, I don't really work there. It's just an office that I can use, but yeah, I'm not there. But it was a big shock. But yeah, I think it's the pleasure of being able to work with the best people, to be able to connect with our clients, to learn about their business. It really fascinates me, like, to hear the stories of our clients, like, the story of their success and sometimes failure.
Me too.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I enjoy it, and I would never be able to go back to the office life. Just sitting in a cubicle or like in an office. Yeah, it's different. But I mean, of course, amazing. You're afraid first.
It's working from home or virtual is the productivity level just skyrockets. But it actually depends on the person too, right? Like some people are a lot more productive in the office environment than at home. But like for you, for me, for example, like it couldn't be better. Like I absolutely love the virtual lifestyle. I can go anywhere, right? Like I'm not confined anywhere. So
yeah, you can work from any place. Really, you can travel. No one will even know. I love it. But I mean, I guess like one of the drawbacks is that like I never have a vacation. Never. Even if I'm on vacation, I still work like at least 3 hours a day. I still have to work. I still have to check emails. I mean, I still have to maybe, there are some issues to resolve. I'm never like off. That's the downside. But obviously there are so many benefits that they outweigh the negatives.
Yeah, and also, it depends on how we look at it as well, because, if work becomes fun, then, vacation is fun, but then work is also fun. So if you're incorporating work into a vacation, you're just adding another fun thing to do. Like it just depends on how much you love what you do, right?
Yeah, yeah, no, absolutely. But yeah, I mean, my goal is to like work reasonable hours, because when I started, I was working like 12 to 14 hours every day, and that's not
Yeah.
sustainable. And now that like decreased substantially. So the goal is to have, like work-life balance, um, have some time off, and some like for example, I never work on Sunday. I try to take like at least one day completely off. But sometimes I still, open my computer and see, okay, like let's check the emails, let's see what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I really enjoy this. I really enjoy working with the,
Good.
business owners, like, Amazon sellers. We have like a lot of clients who are like in the crypto business, who sell marijuana in Canada, for example. And I really enjoy learning about all these new industries. Like
Yeah.
every day, I learn some new
Yeah. It's
things. And
amazing.
sometimes when I talk to clients, and like I had a client who started explaining to me about like NFTs. At that point, I had no idea. I had to Google it because I was so embarrassed. I didn't know. But then he told me all about the, NFTs, and it was like really fascinating because you just learn
Yeah.
so many like new, cool, relevant, and like things that are like up to date. Yeah, that's what drives me, I think.
Well, I can definitely relate to that, and I want to say thank you, Anita, for taking the time to come on our show. I appreciate you. I appreciate what you're doing. And, like I mentioned, I relate to what you're saying about learning from others and what they're doing and the type of businesses and the innovations is just, I don't know, it's a very special feeling. I completely get what you mean. And I just wanted to say thank you for coming on the show.
Oh, thank you for having me.
No problem. Thank you so much. And audience, appreciate you guys as well. Thank you for participating in another episode of Super Entrepreneurs Podcast. Continue the sharing, engaging, reviews, love them, and check out the guest videos and get in touch. See what they're doing. Like Anita's show notes at the bottom will have all her information. Check out her website, check out her service. I've used her service before, so I can say that the experience was good. Very detail oriented, very detailed information when you ask for something. She's very punctual. I noticed that when she said she was going to do something, she was always around that mark. Communication was great, her team members as well. I just wanted to share my feedback from my experience working with Anita. If you're looking at a company that you love and you're growing, definitely check out Trademark because you want to make sure you protect that beautiful name that you have created and the business you created. Again, thank you. And thank you so much, Anita.
Thank you, Shahid.